South Asia, a land of ancient civilizations, incredible cultures, and breathtaking diversity. But behind its beauty lies a past filled with pain, suffering, and unimaginable tragedy. Today, we explore the darkest events in South Asian history, moments that changed the region forever. The Bengal Famine of 1943. The year was 1943, as the world's attention remained fixed on the raging battles of World War II. An unseen catastrophe quietly unfolded in Bengal. What began as a series of crop failures, tangled with wartime decisions and economic missteps, soon grew into one of the deadliest famines history would ever record. Hunger crept through villages like a shadow no one could escape. Entire communities vanished, as if erased from the map. Children wandered through empty fields, their tiny hands clutching at the earth, hoping to find even a single grain of rice. And when aid finally arrived, it found a land already steeped in grief. The Bengal Famine of 1943 remains a haunting reminder of human suffering, one of the darkest chapters in the subcontinent's story. The Partition of 1947, August 1947. As the long shadow of British rule finally lifted, the map of the subcontinent was redrawn, splitting British India into two newborn nations, India and Pakistan. Independence had arrived, but it carried a heavy, unexpected cost. Almost overnight, the land was thrown into chaos. The partition ignited the largest mass migration the world had ever seen. Nearly 10 to 15 million people packed their entire lives into bundles and set out on uncertain journeys across newly drawn borders. Neighbors who had shared festivals, food, and stories for generations suddenly found themselves on opposite sides, strangers and at times bitter foes. Trains meant to carry refugees to safety rolled into stations silent and blood-stained, with no one left alive. Families were scattered across countries, never to be reunited. The wounds of those days carved themselves into the politics, the memories, and the very soul of millions. Partition is remembered not only as the dawn of freedom, but as one of the most profound human tragedies in history. A story of hope, heartbreak, and a world forever changed. The Bangladesh Liberation War, 1971. The year was 1971, and the tension between East Pakistan and West Pakistan, brewing for decades, finally reached its breaking point. Cultural divides, political injustices, and economic neglect had piled up like dry tinder, waiting for a single spark. When it came, the entire region was set ablaze. What followed was a nightmare no one could have imagined. Villages were reduced to ashes, their homes swallowed by smoke and fear. Millions of terrified people crossed into India, carrying little more than memories and hope. Ordinary men, women, and children were caught in the crossfire, their lives forever scarred by violence that came from every direction. But out of this devastation rose something new. By the end of 1971, after months of suffering and struggle, a nation was born, Bangladesh. Its birth was a triumph of resilience and spirit, yet the price paid was immense, and the echoes of that struggle still linger in the hearts of those who lived through it. Punjab's turbulent era, the late 1700s. In the late 1700s, long before Maharaja Ranjit Singh unified the land, Punjab stood on the edge of turmoil. For decades, The region had been battered by invasions, local feuds, and wavering leadership. Ordinary people lived with the constant dread of what another dawn might bring. Villages that once echoed with laughter were reduced to charred ruins. The great trade routes, once bustling with merchants and travelers, fell silent and broken. For countless families, each day became nothing more than a fight to stay alive. Though often overshadowed by later triumphs and glory, this troubled era left deep marks on the land and its people, shaping the political destiny of Punjab long before the rise of a king who would change its course.
The Sri Lankan Civil War, 1983-2009. For nearly 26 years, Sri Lanka was engulfed in one of modern Asia's most brutal civil wars. The battle between the government and the LTTE turned once bustling cities into ghostly battlegrounds. Every day was a struggle to survive. Bombings shattered homes, landmines lurked silently along roads, and countless people disappeared without a trace. Families were forced to flee, leaving behind memories, possessions, and lives they could never reclaim. Thousands of innocent civilians, Tamil, Sinhalese, and Muslim alike, became silent victims of a conflict that seemed unending. When the war finally ended in 2009, the fighting stopped, but the pain did not. Emotional and social scars linger, woven into the very fabric of the nation, a reminder of the human cost of decades of strife.
Communal violence across South Asia. Across centuries, the lands of South Asia have witnessed the dark shadow of communal violence. Deep-seated misunderstandings and intolerance have erupted into tragedies time and again. There were the anti-Sikh riots of 1984, leaving countless families shattered. The Gujarat riots of 2002 tore communities apart, staining cities with sorrow. Attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh, along with recurring religious tensions in Pakistan and India, added to the region's long list of heartbreaks. These events serve as stark reminders of how swiftly fear and mistrust can ignite into violence, and of how desperately the bonds of interfaith understanding and harmony are needed to keep such tragedies from repeating.
Afghanistan's endless conflicts. Afghanistan, though often seen as separate, has deep political and cultural ties to South Asia. For more than 40 years, its land has been a stage for relentless conflict. First came the Soviet invasion, followed by brutal civil wars, the rise of extremist rule, and waves of international military intervention. Humanitarian crises swept across the country, leaving towns in ruins and lives shattered. For entire generations, childhood meant growing up amidst the echoes of gunfire and the shadow of fear. Afghanistan's story is one of the world's longest and most heart-wrenching struggles, a nation's unending quest for peace amid a history of war. If you found this video informative, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more historical stories. Tell us in the comments which topic should we cover next. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.